It's loud as shit. Hey guys, welcome back to the Madden rating predictions. Shout out to all the guys that came to my running back video, because that thing low-key blew up. So yeah, so far we've done quarterback, we've done running back. Now it's time for the final offensive piece, that's wide receivers. Now before we hop into the wide receivers, just do it. If you don't like these videos, do that too. That's fine. See this guy? What a guy. That's the comment of the video. You want to be the comment of the video? Drop a comment. It could be mean. It could be nice. You could wind up here no matter what. I'm trying to hit 750 subscribers by the end of the year. I can only do that with your guys' help. I've appreciated all the love and support you guys have given me so far over the past couple of months. Now we'll hop into the wide receiver ratings. All right, so if you're new here, I'm doing my top 10 ratings wise, and then I also will do my highest predicted rookie going into Madden 22. Number one, I would like to say number one is obvious, but I feel like number one and two are definitely interchangeable. But just because of the season number one had compared to number two, number one is Davante Adams, who ended last year as 99, and I think will start this year as 99 as well. 2 years ago, he had a pretty injury-riddled season, so going into last year, there were some expectations to make sure he could stay healthy and if he'd be able to bounce back as the same player. And yep, he definitely was able to bounce back as the same player. I mean, Aaron Rodgers won the MVP based off of his talent alone, but I mean, he definitely helps when you have someone like Davante Adams to throw to. Every fantasy owner, I'm looking at you, JP, definitely loved having Davante on their team, and I think having him as a 99 overall is very fair. He ended Madden 21 with a pretty damn good reason to be a 99 overall, and I think he has a pretty damn good reason to enter Madden 22 as 99 overall. Number two, I mean, like I said, honestly, these two could be interchangeable, and that is DeAndre Hopkins, who ended last year as 99 overall, and I think will go into this year as 99 overall as well. Going into his first year with the Cardinals in a brand new offensive system, people were not sure how he was going to produce, but his stats had dropped a little bit, but you saw that the talent was still there and he was able to produce, especially early on into the season. Like I said with Davante Adams, I mean, he ended Madden 21 as a 99 overall, so he's a pretty damn good reason to go into Madden 22 as 99 overall. All right, number three, a lot of people are probably not going to agree with this, but it is what it is. Stephon Diggs, he ended last year as a 97 overall. I have him actually coming in as a 98 overall. After being traded to the Bills, he proved that he is easily like a number one wide receiver, if not arguably like the best wide receiver in the league. Like I said with Davante Adams, it definitely helped Aaron Rodgers' case for MVP that he had someone like Davante. It definitely helped Josh Allen's case for MVP that he had someone like Stephon Diggs. The Bills' offense completely changed. It looked completely revamped, and they were able to go as far as they did with the help of Stephon Diggs. I honestly doubt that the Bills would be as highly praised as they are right now if they didn't have Stephon Diggs with them, and I think all of that respect goes to Stephon Diggs, and that's why I have him going into this game as a 98 overall. Number four, this one kind of swept. I said Stephon was 97 to a 98. This one, Tyreek Hill. He ended last year as a 98. I think he goes down to a 97. The reason I think this is because Madden does stop updating their ratings once the Super Bowl hits. Their final update is right before the Super Bowl, and they don't touch anything, and I think they gave Tyreek Hill a boost just because he was going to the Super Bowl. A lot of Chiefs players did get an overall boost for that reason. I'm not saying Tyreek is not talented. He's easily like one of the fastest players in the league. He's one of the best route runners in the league. He creates amazing separation against corners. I just think 98 is a little bit too high. I mean, he relies on his speed a lot. He is a really strong player, but I mean, if you compare him to like Stephon or D-Hop or Davante Adams, I would probably take those three over him. No disrespect to Tyreek, he's still one of the top 5 best wide receivers in the league right now, and I think a 97 overall reflects that. Is this controversial? Julio, who ended last year as a 95, I have him as a 94. Literally the only reason I dropped him is because of his durability and because he is getting older. I mean, he's arguably one of the most talented wide receivers, not right now, but like of all time. And going to the Titans, we don't know what that's going to do for him. I imagine it'll probably help him out because he's going to a better offensive system than he was in Atlanta. Julio's route running and catching ability tied along with his height and his strength are some of his biggest strengths in his game. Obviously, he's not the fastest player, but when you have those other attributes working for you, you definitely are going to succeed in the game of football. Number 5, I have Keenan Allen. He ended last year's 93, and I think it's a great place to start him at this year. Last year was again one of his most healthy seasons that he's had in a long time, and with Justin Herbert, he was able to produce just at an unreal rate. He had a great season with his rookie quarterback. Keenan, very similar to Julio, doesn't have the speed ability, but he really does have the route running ability. He's one of the best route runners in the game. You can put him on the inside, you can put him on the outside, you can put him in the slot. He's probably going to burn a corner, not because of his speed, but because of how well and sharp he's able to run his routes. Also, he's got some really underrated hands, so I think a 93 overall is really great going into Madden 22. Number 7, we got DK Metcalf. Yes, this is where things might get controversial. I feel like 7 through 10 are going to be where people are like,
how did you not put in so-and-so?
DK ended last year as an 89. I think he'll enter this year as a 92. I mean, very similar to like what I was saying about Keenan and Julio. I mean, he's got the strength and he's got the size, but unlike those two, he has the speed. He may not have the route running ability that those two have, but he does have really great hands, but his speed and his size and his strength alone really help bolster his playing style. He did end the season a little bit slower than he started it, but that was just because the Seahawks kind of changed their offense to a more run-centric offense for the second half of the season. But I mean, DK is someone that I could see at the end of the season ending at like a 94 or a 95 pretty damn easily, just because of how big he is and because of how fast he is. And overall his just dominance on the field. Number 8, this is probably someone everyone's been asking where he is, Michael Thomas. He ended last year's 94. I give him a pretty damn significant drop off. I have him coming in as a 91 overall. Now, I know that's probably controversial because he was, I think, going to Madden 21 a 99 overall, but I do have my concerns, especially after basically a season-ending injury that he had to suffer last year, and it was his foot. It might put a dent in his route running a little bit, and that's what Michael Thomas is basically known for. He's not really a deep threat. He's more of a quick target. While he's got great route running, he's got great separation and great acceleration, I don't think his speed and his stride to kind of create separation after the catch is that great. So that's why I do have him as a 91 overall. I think going into Madden 21, it's pretty fair to give him a 99, considering I think he broke the receptions in a season record. That's pretty damn, that's a good reason to give him a 99 overall. But right now, after a leg injury that might inhibit his ability to run routes, I don't know what to expect from him. So I think a 91 is still pretty damn good. That's the 7th, 8th best guy going into Madden 22. Number 9, here we go. Mike Evans. He ended last year as a 91. I think he comes into this year as 91 as well. Easily one of the biggest difference makers on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Super Bowl team. He's got the size, he's got the athleticism, and he's got the route running ability. Kind of a consistent theme I've been talking about. He doesn't have the speed kind of like everybody else, but all of his other abilities that I mentioned before help bolster him to the basically, arguably Hall of Fame talent he is now. I would not be surprised if with his second season with Tom Brady and in this new offensive system that he's able to go up to like a 93, maybe even like a 95 at the most. And finally, number 10, this in my mind is one of the most underrated wide receivers in the game of football right now. Terry McLaurin. He ended last year as an 88 overall. I have him coming in as a 90. Number 10 was actually pretty damn hard to choose. There were a lot of receivers that I was deciding against, but I think Terry McLaurin is one of the most underrated and one of the most talented wide receivers we have in the NFL right now. He may not be as tall as like a Julio or a DK or a Mike Evans, but he's pretty damn tall for a wide receiver, standing at 6 feet. He's got amazing speed, he's got amazing burst, his acceleration creates so much separation from a cornerback, and then his ability to run routes, especially on middle deep routes. He's honestly unbelievable at that, and I can see him easily just at his young age reaching like a 95 to maybe even a 96 overall ending Madden 22. I know the NFC East was trash last year, but the Washington football team would not have been able to win it if it wasn't for this guy's help. And then lastly, my highest rookie going into Madden 22 is obviously going to be Ja'Marr Chase. He was the highest wide receiver taken in the draft, and he's probably one of the most talented wide receivers we've seen in the past 5 to 10 years. 77 overall is a really good starting point for a wide receiver. A lot of rookie wide receivers usually start like 74, 75, but because of his height and his speed combo, I think 77 is a great starting point for him. I think Ja'Marr Chase could easily end the season as like an 83 to maybe an 85. Most rookies don't get higher than that, but I mean, if anyone's going to have a similar to Justin Jefferson type of season, I think Ja'Marr Chase is definitely the guy, especially being tied up with Joe Burrow. Having that chemistry is going to help out a lot. So 77 overall. I do have him as the second highest rated rookie coming into this year behind Trevor Lawrence, who was a 78 overall. I mean, most NFL scouts did have Trevor as the number 1 prospect overall and Ja'Marr number 2 just from a talent standpoint, so I think it's pretty damn fair to give him a 77 overall and make him the second highest rookie going into Madden 22. Okay, there we go. Wide receivers are done. All we have left are cornerback, safety, and linebacker, and then we will finally react to the official ratings that Madden puts out. I'm curious what you guys have to say. If you guys think that, I hit it on the head, if you guys think I fucked up, if you guys, have other ideas for what people should be rated, please let me know. I love reading the comments down below. But other than that, I'm going to leave this video here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.